Imagine knowing about your hottest leads within seconds of them submitting your inquiry form. Would that speed up your response time to them? Would that reduce them waiting around, giving them an opportunity to go to your competitor? Well, I've created a simple system that could do just that for you. So let's dive in. So here we are inside Zapier, and we want to create a new Zapier automation. So if we come over here, click Create, click Zaps, and this is where we can create our automation. So our trigger is going to start with a Google form. And in this example, this form is going to act as our inquiry form that a potential client can fill out to register their interest to work with us. So for this example, I've created a fake Google form for a web design agency, simply labeled Web Design Agency Work With Us. I'll ask them what is their name, what is their best email address to contact them on, what is their business name, what services do they require, a very short and simple list of services, and when do they require this service. So this question at the bottom is in fact going to be the decider in whether or not to instantly alert us that we have a hot lead on our books. And for the purpose of this simple example, it is only going to be if they answer ASAP to this question. They basically needed web design services yesterday. So we can head back into Zapier. Our trigger is, like I said, going to be a Google form. Click Google Forms. The trigger event is when a new form response is submitted. We can click Continue, choose Value. It is going to be our web design agency form. Hit Continue. We can test our trigger. And it has found a form response, but if we click on it, it has populated the form response itself. We haven't actually submitted a form response. So to be able to test this automation, we are going to submit our own form response. So if we head back to the form, we will need to publish the form to make sure we can respond to it. Hit Publish. We'll copy the link, copy, and we will paste it so we can respond to this form. So our name is going to be John Smith. Email is going to be johnSmith@fakeemail.com. Our business name is JS Coaching. Let's say John offers some form of coaching services and John wants a full website and he wants it now. He wanted a full website last week, last month. He hasn't got it. He needs it right now. So we'll click Submit. And now our form response should be submitted and we can hopefully pull this record up in Zapier. So if we head back to Zapier, we can click Find New Records. And as you can see, it has found a new record. And there's our information. What's our name? John Smith. Our business is JS Coaching. He needs a full website. This is the best email address to contact him on, and he required this service yesterday. He needs it as soon as possible. So we can continue with selected record. And now we move on to the next step in our automation. Now, for the purpose of this example, we could do lots of couple things. We could segment based on hot, warm, and cold leads. But just for this example, we only want to be notified if the person who submitted the form response needs our services ASAP, because we'll need to jump on that lead as quick as possible. For example, even if a form was submitted at the weekend, we could still jump on this lead and follow up with less warm, potentially colder responses on Monday. There is so many options when it comes to AI automation. So because we only want this automation to continue if the person answers ASAP in the form, we need to put a filter in to only filter through the automation, the responses from the people who need our services ASAP. So we can click Filter. And here is the conditions in which we can ensure that this automation continues. So only continue if the form response of when you require this service exactly matches, and then we're going to insert the exact option on our form. So we head back to our form. If it only exactly matches this response, we can Command C, head back to Zapier and paste it exactly as it is in the form. Nice work. Now let's test it out. So we click Continue and it says your Zap would have continued for this test data, which is correct. When we filled out the response as John Smith from JS Coaching, we said we need services ASAP. So we know that this filter works. So we can click continue. Any other answer will not continue through this automation. Like I said, we could set up different paths to deal with that information other ways, but let's just say, for example, we only want to be notified of when someone requires our services ASAP, and we can deal with the other leads later in the week or on Monday, for example, if this is a weekend. So the next step we want to be notified is we could be notified through somewhere like Slack, we could be notified in Notion, but let's just say we want to be notified via email. So we'll use Zapier's email function, type in email, but this could be linked to any email provider. It is rare if Zapier doesn't have something that you already use that you can link it to, but we're going to use email by Zapier, and the action event is going to be send an outbound email. So we click continue. For the purpose of this test, to make sure it works, I'm going to send the email to myself. However, if you were genuinely setting up this automation for your business, you'd want it to go to the email of the person that needs to be notified when the hottest of hot leads come your way. So for the purpose of this test, I'm simply going to enter my email. The subject could be, you have a hot lead. Hot in capitals. It is burning. The body might be, you have a new hot lead. Here is their form response. Then we can add in the responses that they gave in the form. We can start with their name. Then we can include their email address. In the form, we could have also included an option for their number, so maybe we don't email them straight away, maybe we know they're a hot lead and we give them a call. Like I said, there's lots of options here. We can let the person know what services they required. We can let the person who this email goes to know their business name, and we can include the answer they provide to when they require this service. But if you were setting up this team, you'd say you'll only receive these emails if they ask for it ASAP. So you'd know that anyway, but if you just want to include the whole form response, then you can absolutely do that. Maybe we'll put at the end of it, let's get to work. Something along those lines. The email body could be anything you want it to be. We can leave the attachment as it is, leave the from name as it is, and leave everything else as it is, and just simply click continue. So now we can head down here and we can test this step. This should mean that because we added the filter, because only the form responses that say that they need our services ASAP continue through this automation, we should now receive an email letting us know exactly that. So we click test this step, and just like that, I have received an email telling me you have a hot lead and all the information I would need to go and jump on that lead as quickly as possible. Now I know this works, I could head back into Zapier, here I am, and hit the publish button. Now when anyone submits this form saying that they need our services ASAP, this automation would run and send me an email, or whoever I choose to send the email to, letting them know we have a hot lead. Speed to lead is a significant element of any business that can increase conversions, improve customer relationships, improve business reputation. And this was all done with one simple automation. As always, if you have found this video insightful, feel free to hit subscribe as I continue to explore the capabilities of AI automation.